it's a question.
Oh, sure.
But I'm just,
We were talking about.
well, I can always add a motion
Yes,
to
that would be
amend it.
within, because the 236 is about 30,000. So yes, that would be within.
So you would have, so in other words, if we did do, if that does not, if the motion does not pass, and there's another motion on the floor, if it was 204, we would not have to slow down the work schedule or rebid the project.
We would have to slow down the work schedule in the context of there would be 32,000.
Right.
With the I&I that we'd just be pushing it down till next year. And we can't,
I'm sorry, I didn't clarify that. We wouldn't have to slow down, we would have to go out to rebid and then have the hostility of the cost would rise. We would just be reducing from 33 to 30, something like that.
would the vendor have to accept that? We said, we know you bid on something, but we're gonna do 15% less.
It must be in the proposal that way. I haven't seen.
I mean, they could do that.
Leanne?
I guess I prefer legally to retain that.
What is it? I don't know what it
Is there a clause?
I haven't seen the proposal.
Well, the motion isn't on the floor. I'd like to see focus on the motion that's on the floor.
But I think it helps if someone besides myself was, they would want all the information to know whether they have, whether they were going to do this or not.
I would honestly say I don't have enough information to not go with the staff's recommendation and
I'd like
to
to
change it on the floor right now.
call the question.
Did you want to make an amended motion? I mean, I don't want to stifle you on this.
No.
All right. All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
Passes.
The other item that we have was item K, which is a special privilege application for a fence in public right of way at 2305 East Waycroft Boulevard. Rather than to try to attempt myself to explain this unusual situation, I'll ask. In the interest of time, rather than me explaining it and getting all the corrections, let me just get it explained.
So a building application was issued to a contractor for a residence to install a fence, a 4-foot high wood fence. The survey was marked incorrectly by the contractor on the opposite side of the yard. This was discovered when the building inspector actually went out there to measure. It's our policy to measure, to make sure it's installed when the contractor said. So it was flipped. And then at that time, we discovered that a portion of the fence was actually 4 feet within the public right-of-way. For several blocks on that side of the street, that's the south side, the right-of-way actually starts 6 feet back from the interior edge of the sidewalk. So that's below the average, I would say. Usually properties start between 2 and 5 feet back. So once we discovered that, we gave the option to the contractor and homeowners to either move it back or come before your board.
Thank you. And I would move to approve the special application for the fence in the public right of way at the residential property at 2305 East Lake Bluff with the condition that the village obtain proper documentation of being named as additional insured in whatever form that has to take. We have a certificate that was given to the district but does not name, the village, but does not name the village as additional insured.
Second.
Discussion? Trustee Murphy?
I just had a small point in committee that we do have an ordinance for special privileges, or maybe it's a policy in our village handbook, our policy book. And I read it, and there's nothing in there that tells or directs or helps guide the board's decision on when a contractor completely submits false information. And I feel as, you know, this is a bad situation to be put in because the resident obviously doesn't want their fence to be taken down and have to be rebuilt. You know, even if the contractor was required to do it and pay for it, it's still a hassle for the resident. But I feel that there should be, you know, we shouldn't allow that to happen and just grant a special permit for that. So somehow So I don't want to put this resident out, and after discussion, I'll vote in a way that would be consistent with that, but I feel that we need to do something in the future so that people can't submit false information and then we just grant special privileges.
Thank you. Any other comment?
Well, if you look at the satellite picture of the property, the way this parcel is set up, the 8 feet back from the sidewalk, would put the fence that was on the property line about 3 or 4 feet from the front of the house. It's amazing how close the house is to the street and the sidewalk and how the property line got it 8 feet in. So from a practical standpoint, considering the unique situation of this parcel, it is appropriate that it be placed more out. So granting the special use privilege permit is appropriate, I think, because of the unique situation of this parcel.
I agree. What struck me about the satellite image is that when you look across the street, Lake Bluff, the property line is right at the edge of the sidewalk. And I did look at the GIS all over the village, and that right-of-way into people's lawns kind of varies all over the place, which I think causes a lot of confusion among residents with putting in the raised garden beds and fences. I mean, I think most people assume that up to the sidewalk is their property and they can do what they want, and it's a bit of a surprise when they get something from the building inspection saying we did something that's not kosher. So I would like to have some discussion in a future meeting about what the public purpose is for the right-of-way going into people's yards, and if there's a situation where there's not a utility, for example, either underground or above ground, if there's not really a public purpose, that we should endeavor to move the right-of-way from the lines out to, maybe to make it consistent, at least across the village, a foot or 2 feet in. So we don't have, there's so much variation.
We can discuss
We
that.
discussed that as a public agenda.
That has a lot of issues involved too.
But we have a lot of issues that people come in with these
Right.
special privilege and fences and all kinds of stuff all the time. So I just think it's worth looking at.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion, we have a second, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. And I want to thank the folks here. Oh wait, before I do that, next item on the agenda is citizens to be heard. This item is for matters that are not on this evening's agenda. Discussion may follow comment on non-agenda items. Discussion action may come at future meetings. Is there anybody who wishes to be heard on non-agenda items this evening? Seeing none, I'd like to thank the trained folks for sitting through all of this. We have a proclamation, and Carney Hartog and Bob Dean are here to present it.
President Johnson and trustees, I'm Bob Dean and Carney Hartog, and we're representing the Ghost Train Committee and the Shorewood Historical Society. And the Ghost Train project continues to benefit the village of Shorewood. The reason we're here tonight, the Union Pacific Railroad has recognized Shorewood as a Train Town USA, the Train Town USA designation, and we have a proclamation to read you from the President and CEO of Union Pacific Railroad.
Know all citizens, by these presents, the Union Pacific Railroad was established when the 16th President of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, signed the Pacific Railroad Act on the first day of July of the year 1852. Whereas Shorewood, Wisconsin was established in the year 1900, and whereas Shorewood, Wisconsin is located near or on the railroad named Union Pacific, be it therefore resolved, Union Pacific Railroad recognizes Shorewood, Wisconsin as a place of historical significance to the railroad. Here too, Union Pacific Railroad does grant Shorewood, Wisconsin the title of Train Town USA to have and to hold by means of the signing of this proclamation. In consideration of the above, the Union Pacific Railroad wishes to bestow congratulations upon Shorewood, Wisconsin on this noteworthy milestone on this 15th day of May in the year 2017. and it's signed by Lance Fritz, who's president and CEO of Union Pacific. Just a bit of history since
That's what you do.
Can't resist.
making time, remember in the, a lot of stuff that was leading up to the opening of Gulf Stream, and referring to actually because a purpose of the 400 train that was owned by the Chicago and Northwestern Railroad. Before the train stopped running in Shorewood, initially Chicago and Northwestern was bought out by Union Pacific, which is now partly they've involved with this. And we now have two kind of stop sign shaped plaques that will be posted in the village. One definitely near the Leaf Trail, and the other one we're thinking about putting possibly near one of the village things, which would be a train sitting or tree sitting, a bird sitting.
Great. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, next item is the audit presentation, 2017 audit presentation by Sikich, Mr. Dan Berg.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to deliver this report to the elected officials of Shorewood. As you all know, I work with staff before the board, so if you have any questions during the course of my presentation, please feel free to ask or contact me at a later date. I'm happy to report that the audit went very smoothly this year. We had no audit adjustments and no pass-on audit adjustments to be reported, and that's noteworthy in and of itself. Staff did a very good job preparing for us for both preliminary field work and the final field work. They're very cooperative and very well prepared, which enabled us to deliver this report exactly on time and to be able to attend this board meeting. We want to thank Mark and Cindy for their hard work and responsiveness to all of our requests. And it can be quite intrusive on the daily business of the finance department especially, but the village in general. And they did an outstanding job keeping ahead of our requests and answering our questions. The report that you have before you is a comprehensive annual financial report that goes above and beyond what's required by both state law and government, generally accepted accounting principle. By using the word comprehensive, we're indicating that it is ready to be submitted to the Government Finance Officers Association for their Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, an award the village has gotten for the past several years, and an award we expect to get again this year. By making it comprehensive, we added an additional section in the front, the introductory section, which includes a letter of transmittal and a statistical section at the very end of the report. I find that our elected officials find those sections to be very informative, very useful, and really enhance the readability of the report. So if you don't get a chance to read anything else in this report, I would strongly encourage you to start with the management discussion and analysis, which appears right after our report, and take a kind of a gander, a run through the statistical section as well, and as well as the transmittal letter. This report was prepared by staff of the village. The only part of the report that's truly ours is the opinion. The opinion it appears between at the very beginning of the financial section, just before the management discussion and analysis. That's the most important part of the report from our perspective, because it gives our opinion, which states that the financial position and results of operations present fairly in all material respects. That's commonly referred to as a clean opinion. We call it an unmodified opinion under the standards. It's the best opinion we're allowed to give. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions about the process, about the work product you have before you, or any of the materials connected with the audit. We've also delivered the TID reports, all four of those, and the board communication that you have before you.
Thank you. Any questions from Mr. Berg? Mr. Trustee Rosie?
Were there any weaknesses? I know I read over and there was no material ones.
No material weaknesses.
What were the ones that were identified?
In the board communication at the back, there's a management letter, and that includes a couple of significant deficiencies and some items from prior year and gives the status of those. Do you have a specific question about those, or would you like, what would you like?
No, did you have anything on the pension, on the WRS pension liability? Was there anything in there about that?
No. We received that information directly from WRS, their auditors, and their actuaries. So that's all posted on their website. It's 1 year old due to the timing of your audit versus the availability of WRS data. And we obtained that, audited it, and accepted it. And the portion that relates to the village in the report.